Right, we're back with the Royal Enfield 250 Crusader that had the wet sumping problem, and I fitted the new oil pump assembly. That's the disc and the plungers, which are all sold individually. I mean, what good any of them are really on their own, I don't know. I'd rather have the whole lot brand new, so that's what I've done. I've got a whole disc, that's the bronze bit, and the two plungers, a brand new set in there, and the cover's on nice and tight and everything. And what I want to do now, I've filled the engine oil tank compartment up to, I think we're about 1/4 of an inch off the full line, and we'll go around there and I'll show everybody. Hopefully be able to see that. The oil is just off the high mark on the dipstick there. I hope we can see that. It is, get a better look at it there. And what I'm hoping to achieve here is, with the oil up to that level, if we come round this side, I've already checked and marked this off, but the high mark on the dipstick coincides with that black line I've put there. So we're about 1/4 of an inch below that. The full line is there. The low mark, for anyone who might be interested, is there, level with that, just below the outlet from the oil filter chamber through the casing and into the crankshaft end feed for the big end. So that's the oil level. It's about level with the centre of the crankshaft actually. That's the low mark on the dipstick. What I'm hoping to achieve is I've got all my pipe connections checked and tight and everything now, and I just want to see, I've got the I haven't attended to the threads of that crankcase drain plug yet, but it's all clear and the plug's not in there. So if there's any wet sumping to be done, we should have oil dripping out of that, and if there's any leakage past any of the connections in the pipe work, we should be able to see that as well. And if anything gets past the oil pump, it should probably start oozing out of this hole here that connects up with the entrance for the feed in the primary cover, which is that one there. And so if we see anything oozing out of there, it's coming from the oil tank via the oil pump. And if we see anything coming out of these pipe flange connections, well, they'll speak for themselves. And if we see anything dripping out of there, obviously there's some getting through to the crankcase, but that shouldn't be happening unless there's a hole or a leak between the crankcases themselves, between the oil tank compartment and the crankcase chamber. So what I'm hoping not to see is oil oozing from this one, oil oozing from this one here, because that's the pipe that connects with the bottom of the tank compartment of the engine, and the oil goes up to the oil pump. And hopefully, well, probably no oil leakage from around here, I wouldn't have thought anyway. So with the new oil pump in place, we shouldn't have any oil getting past that anymore, I'm hoping. And I'm just going to leave it for a little while and see what, if anything, develops. But it's probably been about 15 or 20 minutes now since I filled the oil tank compartment up to 1/4 of an inch off the high mark, or like I say, just sort of below that black line. I'll leave it a little bit longer. I've got a few dodgy threads to attend to, and we'll see if the oil level in the tank compartment drops, which it might do, because obviously there's a little bit of air to probably displace in the lines going up to the oil pump and in the oil pump chamber itself, but that wouldn't be a large amount. But that's my main interest there, that one, and to a lesser extent that one, because I really don't think we're going to get anything coming out of there anyway. And I'll just keep an eye on these, well, that pipe joint face. The other one is the scavenge anyway, so we're not likely to get anything coming out of that while the plug's at the bottom. I saw some comments on my previous video about this pipe here looking like it was a little bit nicked or damaged, but I don't think it's broken through. It's obviously got hit by a slack primary chain at some point, but right now, in fact, wipe off a bit of oiliness from that, and I can just monitor that as well, but I think that one's alright. So fingers crossed that should all be going the right way, and once I've attended to some damaged threads, I should be able to put the primary chain case cover back on, and with any luck we might be ready to go, and the wet sumping might be a thing of the past, I hope.